everyone. I'm Chauncey Parker, Deputy Mayor for Public Safety, and we're here today to discuss the safety and security measures in place for tomorrow's iconic New Year's Eve celebration right here in Times Square. On behalf of the Mayor, we are joined today by Chief of Staff Camille Joseph Varlick, the NYPD Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch, the New York City Emergency Management Commissioner Zach Iskell, the Times Square Alliance President Tom Harris, First Deputy Commissioner of the New York City Fire Department, Mike Guerra, NYPD Deputy Commissioner for Intelligence and Counterterrorism, Rebecca Weiner, Interim Chief of Department, John Schell, and Deputy Commissioner of Operations, Kaz Daughtry. It's often said about New York City that the eyes of the world are on us, and there is no time where that is more true than New Year's Eve in Times Square in New York City. And now, to give details about the planning and the security for that iconic event, it is my honor to introduce the 110th Mayor of New York City, Eric Adams.
Thank you so much, Deputy Mayor Parker and the entire team. So much goes into a New Year's celebration here at Times Square. I remember as a police officer being here to watch the ball drop. Hundreds of thousands of people come from all across the globe to celebrate and bring in the new year. They see the main stage of the ball actually dropping. What they don't realize is how much goes on behind the scene to ensure that people are safe. This is the crossroads of the entire planet right here in New York City. People tune in at different locations and celebrate as we do the countdown for the new year. I'm really excited as we have spent so much time in preparation and to ensure that not only do we respond to any immediate threat, as we saw 2 years ago, but how do we continue to keep New Yorkers and visitors safe to enjoy the New Year's. Every year, thousands of people across the globe, they come here to Times Square and celebrate. They do something that I think is important. They spend a lot of money, and I'm going to encourage them to continue to do so. Tourism is one of the most important aspects of our economy, and this year celebrates really move us into the upcoming year. And we can't wait to welcome the crowds to enjoy the new year, but it's also an important historical moment for us as well. We have so much to celebrate, including New York City's 400th anniversary. We came into office 3 years ago with a clear mission, affordability, public safety, and improving our economy. And moving into 2025, we're on course to do all of those things that we had in our plans and in our blueprint. And while thousands of people will enjoy themselves, we're going to make sure through all of our agencies involved, from OEM to FDNY to the New York City Police Department, we're going to make sure that they're safe and enjoy this city. We hit record numbers of tourism this year, second highest number of tourists in New York City's history, 65 million visitors to this city. And as we ramp up tomorrow's festivities, we will make sure each one of those who come here to visit and enjoy the ball drop will be safe. There'll be officers in uniform and out of uniform. We're going to make sure we have the omnipresence of the blue uniform, would always bring that level of security, but there are many officers that have plainclothes assignments to give the element of surprise. And it would include officers from Patrol Service Bureau, the Transit Bureau, the Intelligence and Counterintelligence Bureau, and Special Operations Division. We have plainclothes teams, K-9 teams, and officers on horsebacks and helicopters and on boats. The full complement of our police personnel would be here, and pedestrians and vehicle closures will be in effect. So please use public transportation to get to the event. Security is everyone's responsibility. So if you see something, say something, but most importantly, do something. Notify any uniformed personnel that is in the area. There are certain areas where people will be able to come into the Times Square area, so it's important. There's certain items you cannot bring into the area, so if you want quick movement, leave large backpacks, coolers, and alcohol beverages out of the area. They're strictly prohibited. And you could also find out what restrictions are in place beforehand before coming to the location. The lucky ones that are going to be up front and able to see the board drop, dress warmly. We're expecting rain, so we're telling you to be prepared for the weather. And I just really want to thank the first responders and our partners here at the Times Square Alliance and all the volunteers that are involved. And we want everyone to have a happy and safe 2025. No better place to bring it as we celebrate the 400th year of this city's history, our birthday, New York City. Happy New Year's to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Adams. It is now my honor to introduce the Police Commissioner of the greatest police department in the world, Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch.
Good morning, everyone. In about 24 hours, Times Square will begin to welcome more than 1 million visitors from around the world as we say goodbye to 2024 and usher in 2025. And of course, the women and men of the NYPD will be out here to keep everyone safe. The Times Square New Year's Eve celebration has been a tradition for 120 years now, and we take immense pride in how this historic event showcases the very best of New York City. For the NYPD, it's not just a celebration of the new year, but also a tradition of introducing our newest police officers to the job. This class of 600 plus recruits, set to graduate in just over a week, will be out here tomorrow working their first detail and taking their front row seat to the greatest show on earth. At this time, there are no specific credible threats to the Times Square New Year's Eve celebration. However, we have been operating in a heightened threat environment since October 7th, and we remain vigilant. The public can expect to see a tremendous amount of police resources deployed throughout the area and across the city. That includes members of some of our elite specialized units, including our emergency services unit, who will be strategically deployed throughout the area on rooftops, our K-9 teams who will patrol with bomb-sniffing dogs, our aviation unit who will be in the skies scanning the event and the surrounding areas with special attention to the bridges and other landmarks. And of course, our drones will be deployed overhead to monitor the crowds in real time and watch for any suspicious or unusual activity. Additionally, since everyone will be in tight quarters, we'll have dedicated pickpocket teams patrolling through Times Square. There will also be a hotel response team paying special attention to the hotels in the area. All manholes, mailboxes, vending machines, and litter baskets in the frozen zone will be either sealed or removed. And frozen safety lanes will be created around the event using blocker cars and concrete barriers. And as always, there will be plenty of security measures that you will not see. No one handles large-scale events like this better than the NYPD, but of course, we do not do it alone. The Joint Operations Center will be fully activated with all of our city, state, and federal partners. And I also want to thank the Times Square Alliance and its president, my friend Tom Harris, for the job that they do each year to prepare for this iconic event. The affected area for this event extends beyond Times Square and runs from 39th all the way up to 57th Street and from 5th all the way over to 9th Avenue. We will begin staggered street closures at 4 in the morning on Tuesday, then continue at 7 and 11 a.m. So if you plan on traveling into Manhattan tomorrow, public transportation is certainly your best option. Trains will only be bypassing 2 stops. The NQR will skip 49th Street in both directions, and the Uptown 1 train will skip 50th Street. But every other station will be open and operational. Viewing areas will officially open at 3 p.m., and pedestrians can begin to enter at 49th, 52nd, and 56th Streets from both 6th and 8th Avenues. Spectators should expect to be screened by our counterterrorism officers at these access points. And once you enter a viewing area, there will be no re-entry. There will be no backpacks, large bags, coolers, chairs, alcohol, or importantly, umbrellas allowed in viewing areas. Please keep this in mind. Some weather forecasts call for scattered showers at this time, so check the weather and plan accordingly. More information about street closures, pedestrian entrances, and prohibited items will be available on all NYPD social media channels. Finally, I want to remind the public of the vital role that they play. As we've seen in so many ways the past 2 months, the public is our eyes and ears. So if you see something suspicious, or if something doesn't look or feel right, tell a police officer or call 911 right away. The public's ability to see something and say something and do something makes a real difference. With that, I want to wish everyone a Happy New Year, and of course, thank you to every member of the NYPD working to keep this event safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner Tisch. It's now my honor to introduce our great partner, the president of the Times Square Alliance, Tom Harris.
Thank you very much, Deputy Mayor Parker. Thank you, Mayor Adams, Commissioner Tisch, for making sure that Times Square is safe 365 days a year. Tomorrow night is special, and we'll have extra resources, but I just want to point out that Times Square is safe thanks to the partnership of the New York City Police Department with this community. A community that works together is a community that works. Tomorrow night's going to be special in Times Square. We have a great show that starts just before 6 p.m. with the singing of the Star Spangled Banner. We have 12 performers throughout the night. And at midnight, the mayor will push that button and we will welcome in 2025. This would not be possible without the cooperation, collaboration, and quite frankly, competence of all of the city agencies. Every city agency is involved in this. We couldn't do it without them. Thank you very much, Mayor Adams, Commissioner Tisch, and everyone else.
Thank you. So every year we formulate our plan based on incidents that are happening around the world, here in the city. Christmas markets, you just flagged a terrible incident in Germany involving Christmas markets. They're a persistent, high-risk target. And so, frankly, our New Year's Eve celebrations around the world, which is why we put so much emphasis on all of the resources that are here focused on keeping this city and this event safe. So it's absolutely calibrated to what's happening overseas. All of the resources that you heard the mayor, the police commissioner outline, are here to avoid that type of a scenario. And obviously, a vehicle ramming incident is why we have the stand trucks and blocker cars and all of the other resources that we have. So we're very confident it's going to be a safe and enjoyable evening for all.
Right? Okay.
Hey, can you read the question I'm talking?
Can you explain the role of the drones this year and if they were used last year? Can you provide an overview of how it went last year?
Yes, last year worked really, really well with the drones. We had about 4 drone teams inside of the bow tie and inside of the frozen area. This year we're adding 6 teams, 4 inside the bow tie, 2 on the outer perimeter, and we're going to have mobile drone teams not only in Manhattan, but throughout the whole city as well, so we can monitor the city after New Year's Eve. We're looking for, let's pick the pins. We're looking for any suspicious activities, as the police commissioner had mentioned. We're also looking for any type of anomaly. Maybe somebody may be having a medical emergency, maybe they be, people that may be in distress. So these are our officers, they're pilots of the FAA, federal, they're FAA certified 107. But they're police officers watching a live feed, so they know exactly what to look for. And if they spot anything or any type of anomalies they may see, they'll notify the ground units right away.